And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Churros y Tácticas podcast. Let's get with it. Tuesday, September 13th.
Everybody, yeah, listen up. It is June 28th and about to drop another freestyle for the churro. That's what's up. I know you like them sticky motherfuckers, job them up. Yeah. Make sure that you.
All right. I'm going to cut it there.
Everybody, yeah, listen up. It is June 28th
And about to drop. All right. I uploaded the wrong file. Oh, my days. Welcome to the Churros y Tácticas podcast, ladies and gents. It is not June 28th. My goodness. It's September the 13th. How? It says final version on the damn file. I have to punch the brakes there. You know why? Because this is going to be an express Churros y Tácticas session. We're in a rush, folks. Kian is over in the nation's capital, over in Madrid, without internet connection. I am home today, recording at a very odd time. It's one of those days where I have a midweek day off, and I'm having to redo a recording sesh all by myself. It's a solo sesh because of Kian not having any internet connection and me having to go pick up the kids, doing some fatherly duties on my random Tuesday day off, okay? So welcome again to Churros y Tácticas. We're here to discuss, surprise, the Champions League Match Day 2 in Group C, where los alemanes, the Deutsches, are being paid a visit by yours truly. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Always tricky. Always tricky. Here we go. Fútbol Club Barcelona. It's Bayern Barça, ladies and gentlemen. It's Bayern Barça. Is this the revenge? Is this finally the game where Barça are able to walk away with not just 3 much and valuable and much needed points, but also more importantly, is this going to be the very first time that Barça will win over at the Allianz Arena? Will they pick up their very first win against Bayern on German territory? All that remains to be seen. It's a cracker, though. I've not been this excited for a Champions League game since about a week. I was very excited as well for the Barça Victoria Pilsen game, but this is going to be, this is, epic. This is what you follow the competition for. This is what you have all these years of suffering behind the back, and it's got so many different subplots in it as well. It is, of course, also the homecoming and the return of Robert Lewandowski to what was his home for 8 years, for 8 seasons, where he scored a silly amount of goals, nearly a goal per game in the 700 and plus games that he's played for the club. So yeah, we're going to get into that. Again, sorry for the messy introduction and all of the lack of organization that's going behind this pod today, but it's just going to be like this. I'm sorry, guys. What I'm thinking is I might come out and do a little pop the trunk, do a little improvised live Twitter session right before kickoff. If kids permitting, I might be able to do that. If also my wife is gone. Can you imagine? So I got the kids to myself. I'm going to have to feed them, put them in bed. Hopefully I'll be able to do that before 9 o'clock, which is impossible. That's not going to happen, is it? I'm going to go live with my kids. How's that? Okay? I'll do a double sesh. I feel really bad. Like I said, Kian is unable to record. He is finding himself in a place without internet, and I only have literally maybe 10 minutes for this part of today's podcast, and I feel bad. I'm all over the place. I'm unorganized, and I feel that you guys deserve better. So that's my commitment. You guys know that I'm true to my commitments. That sometimes I'm a little bit all over the place with the commitments. pero siempre cumplo. Siempre cumplo. I always pull through and provide the goods. Okay, anyway, enough of all this stuff. Can we get into it? I'm going to open up, as I usually do on these solo sessions, open up the browser, take you guys through some of the headlines across the newspapers in Spain today, break down my thoughts on the starting lineup, on the big highlights. Oh, look at that. Wow. Barça, the under-19s team, just managed to draw 3-3 away against the Germans, against Bayern. The Bayern Junior team, 3-3. The game has indeed finished. Went all the way to the 97th minute. Right here in sport. Let me share my screen. This is always fun. Bloop. The papers here reporting it like as if Barça has dropped 2 points. So again, I'm just pulling up on the match stream now. Trying to see una crónica. It's literally just finished the game. Let me go to the UEFA site, in fact, because this sounds interesting. It could listen. The Barça under-19 team, don't sleep on it, is filled with talent. Oscar Lopez, the Barça under-19's A coach, is able to count on several key players, like a total of 5 key players from Rafa Marquez's side, the Barça B team, the likes of Ilias, the likes of Chus Alba, and of course he as well on the under-19's A team. There's some fantastic talent. There's even, I mean, how good would it be to see if Yamal, young 15-year-old Yamal, who plays with the under-16s team, who has also been called up for this competition with Oscar Lopez, if he managed to get his very first goal. He made his debut last week against Victoria Pilsen. Where is this? Nobody cares about this. I want to see the latest. The latest. This is really kind of disappointing me now. So yeah, it's a very interesting squad that is very deep in terms of talent, up and down the lines, and in particular in attack, of course, where Barça team and the midfield, I should say. What is going on? What is going on? Why are you doing this to me? Please don't do this to me. Work with me, internet, please. Can we not just be friends? Can we not just get along nicely? Does it always have to be a goddamn struggle? Here it is. All right. Now, just click. Work with me. That's another thing, man. I really need to up my internet game. It is god awful how bad my internet connection is at times, and how stuttery. Look at this. It works when I don't want it to, when I don't depend on it, put it that way. And then on days like this, where you're trying to live stream a pod. Oh, Barbera with the hat trick. Barbera. Wow. Why they make it sound like Barça draw? Oh, okay, because Copado managed to get the equalizer in the 85th for Bayern. So look at this. Warner with the goal in the 6th minute. But Barça 2-0 down after Harold also managed to score in the 25th. But then Barbera in the 33rd, 39th, and at the start of the second half in the 49th, managing to put in a hat-trick. That is... what a game. I would like to see the highlights of that game. And then eventually, in the 85th, Copado putting in the equalizer. Well, as you can see, so Chus Alba, the big standouts for me. Chus Alba, the number 10. Ilias Ajumash. His father told us Ajumash. not Akumash, not nothing, Ahumash. And, well, Alarcon, a decent winger, but Barbera with the hat trick today, definitely the standout. Arnau Casasa is a good defender as well. I'm looking for. Oh, here he is. No. Bueno, a good draw, I would say. I would imagine that Oscar Lopez will be happy to walk out of Germany with a point. A deserved draw by the looks of it, at least from this. And we'll see if the men's team, of course, are able to do similarly tonight. The men's first team, that is. So let's take a look at the UEFA. Hostia puta, es que es un desastre todo. There's a lot, of course, discussion in the Culé camp with regards to who will be starting at left back. I think there won't be any surprises necessarily up top. My starting 11 from the top of my head would be the front three consisting of... You know what? No. It's going to be Dembele, Lewandowski, and Rafinha. I have a doubt whether we could potentially see Ansu Fati starting, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that's why Ansu got his start over the weekend. I think in the midfield, we'll see the usual suspects. Pedri, Busi, and Gavi. I think in the back, we're going to see probably... I think we will see whether it's Koundé or Araujo on the right. And then one or the other in the central midfield, in the central defense, playing alongside of Eddie Garcia. I think Xavi, listening to his press conference, is going to want to have as much possession of the ball as possible and really try to play Bayern Munich de tú a tú and beat them at their own game. I say beat them at their own game. Bayern, of course, having been influenced, let's say, in their current style of play, thanks to Pep Guardiola, the mastermind behind the way, well, modern football has evolved, with thanks, of course, of Johan Cruyff, etc. But let's not get into that discussion. So Eddie Garcia, alongside of Koundé, Araujo, and then I think it's going to be Balde. I don't think we're going to see Marcos Alonso on the right. Excuse me, on the left. I think it's going to be Alejandro Balde. The reason being is because he's in best form right now. We heard Xavi yesterday in a press conference talk about he will pick the player per position according to their match fitness, their form. Alonso, with all respects, has just come in. I don't know how much he trained with Chelsea during this whole transfer saga, but look, he got some minutes over the weekend. I think at this point in time, for such a big match, he's not going to look at age. He said it himself. We'll see Balde on the left, and that will be our starting 11. And Marc-Andre ter Stegen, of course, surprise, in goal. Guys, a disaster, but I gotta go. It's 4:15, man. I gotta go. I'm gonna go live later. Go on Twitter at Churros Tácticas, Churros without the Y. Meet me on Twitter. To talk a little bit more pre-game stuff, and maybe we'll even roll over into, a couple of minutes while the game is going on. Expect madness, though, because I'm going to be sitting next to my kids. There's no way. Like I said, I'm home alone. I got to go pick up my kids now, and then I'll have them all the way through tonight. Without the help of my better half, there's no way that I'm going to have them in bed by 9 o'clock. There's just no way. but I want to do good by you. So come on over to at Churros Tácticas without the Y over on Twitter. I'm gonna be live streaming. Then maybe I'll live stream a little bit as well from my Instagram account or something like that. How's that? But yeah, I do have to go. I think it's gonna be a really good match, fun match to watch. I think it's gonna end up in a draw. This match will end up in a drawer somewhere. We'll forget about it. No, I think it's gonna end up in a draw. I think we will see Barca get somewhat, quote unquote, a moral victory out of this, and by that I mean a side that is clearly matured but also changed and is a completely different side now with all the signings. And we've been flying, of course, in the league ever since our little initial stutter against Rayo. And I don't know if we'll see Bellerin. I don't think so. I think we'll see Araujo or Koundé on the right, and then Eddie Garcia and Balde. Those are my picks. Okay, I gotta go. Again, the midfield: Sergio Busquets, Pedri, and Gavi. And Dembele, Rafinha, and Lewandowski. Yes. What? I know we gotta go. I gotta go. All right, guys. This is it. It'll be a 2-2 draw. Maybe draw. Maybe even 3-3. We'll repeat what Oscar Lopez, the under 19's A side, did. Maybe we'll see that. Did my phone switch off? It's a disaster. Hit me up later on Twitter. Peace out.